How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Blake, and I like to build stuff and I like to fly planes. Today, I got a special project. My buddy Mark over at Twinstick Garage asked me if I can help him out with a little bit of a favor. So this is going to be kind of the first of several builds that I got going on with him over there. So Mark is building a movie replica of Project Snowman from the movie Smoky and Bandit. And that's kind of where we bonded. We met through our mutual friend Peg at Zip Ties and Buy Supplies, and we kind of bonded over our love of this old movie.
Did we just become best friends? Yep!
It's one that I've watched within the hundreds of times when I was in high school. And he asked me if I could help him out building a movie replica CB mount.
Now, you know them Smokies, they got them CBs in their car now, you know that.
So, he got these babies nicely restored. CB and a scanner. So we're gonna open these up and we'll have a better look. So here's Mark's vintage CB and scanner. And he got this rebuilt in Georgia, I believe. One of his fans called him up and said they can take care of it. And man, did they ever do a good job. This is in pretty good shape. After watching the movie a few more times and trying to pull still screens of the any shot that actually had the CB, I was able to find a couple. I'll clip them in right here.
Life turned completely around. He was
And after talking with Mark, he's so well versed in this project that he told me the first one was from the 73 and the second one was from the 74 that they used. And we're going to base ours off of the 74. So the mount kind of comes down and goes around, but there's a little tab and a jam nut that the jam nut comes down and then it pressure holds this. So those are the original Pace scanner mounts that did this. So I'm going to base it off of that. And the only change I'm going to do is I'm going to upsize the material just to make it a little more robust for these horrible Canadian roads that we have. And then I'll pass it off to him. He can powder coat it, and then if he needs a hand, I'll help him put it in the truck. But I got an idea just to make it a sturdier mount because in previous videos of what he posted, CB's kind of clattering all over the place, and it's just not going to fly. So, take some measurements, and let's get going on it. We'll start with some measurements. About 2.5 high. It's actually about 2 3/8, but I'm going to allow for a little bit. Pull this apart, see what the inside looks like. So if I do need to drill into anything, I'm not going to damage it. These babies aren't so readily available anymore. So looking inside, those guys did a really nice job cleaning everything up. And we have a simple little speaker that they have soldered in. But if I drill from this side, then I won't get any shavings in here and I won't damage anything. I'm going to put this back together and start laying out the material. All right, ignore my mess of lines here, but this is kind of the outside where I want the bend to be. So it's going to be it's going to be sticking off of the exterior of this about 1/8 of an inch. So that is that little line. And then these are cut lines that come down and in. And I'm going to cut it to here and have all of this extra. Same with this. It's going to get cut out and this hole is going to get cut. I'll bend up this tab and then I'm actually going to go over to Mark's and just do a little test fit, because the way the dash fits, I might need to offset this up and down a little bit just to make it fit. And then at least if I have a whole bunch of extra material here, I can save some extra to come back, use a lot of this scrap here just to finish off everything else, and don't waste any material. This is 12 gauge mild steel. It's a lot heavier than what it originally was. So it looks movie correct, but it functions like something that was custom made. All right, bent these little tabs up. Use my little 3-in-1 press brake over there, but I couldn't bend it all the way, so I had to finish it with a dead blow hammer, but it's fitting good. Like I said, this is all kind of excess. I don't know exactly how it's going to be, how much I'm going to trim out of here, how much I want on the dash, so leave extra for now and I'll trim it later. But I'm going to bomb over to Mark's and do a test fit. All right, well, it's been a couple days since I've been back here. I'm at the hangar again, getting the heat going, so that's what some of that background noise is. Going to finish off Mark's CB bracket today for the Project Snowman, but first, coffee. So it's been a little while since I've been out, and man, I sure do like this place when it's nice and clean. A little bit of snow removal before I can go flying again, which is the whole point of having this building. And then, got to fill these doors to separate because I want to keep all the dust out of the plane side. Then I got to build some nice new wooden workbenches to assemble an airplane on. So that'll be coming up soon. Definitely going to want to follow along for that. All right, so I took this over to Mark's and we did some test fitting. This basically fits about as far back close to the window as we want to. And then this is a little template down that kind of, I was able to hold it level so you can kind of see how it raises up off to that side. And that's how the dash actually kind of fits in the profile of it. This little mark here is just a reference line to here because I held it right along there. And then this little raised up part, that is part of the dash. And then he has a nice leather dash pad that kind of covers down to here. So what I need to do is I need to just modify my notches out a little bit. And then I can offset this up, bend it, offset it so it clears, and then the dash pad will lay over top and cover it. And then we'll drill through completely on the bottom. And then I'll have a matching plate on the bottom side that we can bolt through. I got 4 bolts to come through here with locking nylocks, we like to call them. And I think this 12 gauge material is quite overbuilt, so that CB radio shouldn't bounce around too much. I think it's going to be pretty good. So I'm going to set up the camera here, and we'll get going with some cuts, and yeah, let's bang this out, get it done, because I got another project I got to move on to right away as well. All right, so I just tried something that didn't work out too good. You can see there's a slight bend in this plate. And I tried using my little 3-in-1 brake. It's only rated for, I think, 18 gauge max, and that's the small piece of 12 gauge. Where my limiting factor is really, is along my bottom die opening. I gotta clean that whole thing up, it's kind of rusted out. I'm over capacity, so what I have to do now is zip cut it along this bend line, and zip cut it along this line, and then put my offset in with some welds, and then I'll just weld it out, and then I'll blend it down, and that'll be good enough. All right, well, before I cut it, I realized, why don't I just do it the easy way? So what I did here is I didn't zip cut all the way through. Left, about an inch on the other side, so it would want to still kind of maintain the integrity of the bend. I put the offset in, and so the dash kicks up a little bit on this side, and then it's relatively flat on this side. So now, I just weld these seams shut, blend them out a little bit with a grinder. Then I can put the CB on here, get the heights I need for here, and then now I can do sort of like an offset joggle bracket to come and hold the scanner up here. I'm pretty much done. So I can set up with get my welder set up, and I'm just gonna make this one, make it nice and quick and easy, and then yeah, finish this guy up. Doing something like this, like a stitch cut along a long panel, is a way you can actually get a bend with very minimal tools. So you can actually stitch cut all the way along, clamp one side down, force it over the side of a table, get your bend to what you need, and then just fill these holes shut and blend them out, and you should be pretty good. All right, well, I got a couple pieces cut and bent up. Got these little tabs here, and this will hold the scanner. This little tab here is going to actually hold the CB down. So if you're looking on the picture, they kind of look like this. Try to hold that better for you. They kind of look like this. And then there's a bolt that goes through the top here, and it pressures it down onto the CB. This looks like it's a little rounded on the picture, and then I'll weld this, drill a hole, tap it, and then that way that's going to pressure fit in. I'll drill a hole through here, and then be able to mount that scanner on top. And that's basically it. Just a little bit of welding, and then this guy's going to be done. So I'm going to set up a time lapse, and let's get all this finished up and move on to the next thing. Okay, so I got just starting to like basic grind this. Had to go on the time lapse. So I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. Just kind of want to be able to show you a little bit before and after. Here's kind of stage one after. I'll get it all twisted up a little better. It'll look much nicer by the time I'm done. So set this up again. Let's put this together. I'm not going to paint it. I'm not sure if Mark's going to want to paint it or powder coat it. So you can have it like this. CB mount. This is a doubler plate. So this will sit on top of the dash. This will go underneath the dash. And I have 4 bolt holes to go through. So we'll sandwich in. And then this is going to sit really tight on the dash. So it starts off with the CB. We just need to lift up just a little bit. I built this really, really tight. So here we go, we can wiggle that in. As tight as I could get it without doing any damage. Then you got to look underneath and line up speaker hole. From there, we put the scanner on top. Line these guys up. Start one, don't tighten it. You never tighten up bolts until they're all in. Oldest trick in the book. Learned it the hard way. There we are. So now the scanner, we can tighten up because they're both in there. And it pressures up the arms. So now, that's in there already. Considering we're going for movie correct as we can get it. There we go. So I'm just going to end the episode here. Just wanted to say thanks a lot for watching. And if you want to do me a favor, is go ahead and click that thumbs up button and click subscribe if you haven't. So got a few other projects I got to get going on right now. Some out of different materials. I'm going to be moving on to stainless steel and aluminum, and even get into some woodworking here too. So got to get all my projects done and get ready for when my plane shows up. So thanks for watching. Till next time. Well, special delivery. Go ahead, open them up.
All right, thanks again, Blake.
So in that bag here, there's some hardware. There's a little plastic bag that you probably just tossed away there.
Little plastic bag, okay.
So that's the hardware to bolt it to the dash.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And then be careful ripping it out. There's another piece of steel back here.
Oh, I'm excited like a kid at Christmas. Oh, look at that.
So try to keep it as period movie correct as possible.
That is beautiful, Blake. Outstanding. You even got the little set screws on the side there.
Yeah.
You paused the movie just right.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a nice setup.
It was a lot of pausing.
Beautiful. And then this is the plate that goes under the dash?
That'll be like a fish plate. So it's going to be a little bit bigger
To try and accommodate the weight, because that's a lot of weight hanging out there, eh?
yeah, but you spread it out over that far, so you think it's got to rip through that much dash, and 4 bolts with nylock locking nuts,
Yeah.
and it shouldn't rattle around at all on you.
Okay, so just put it on the drill press and drill out
Yeah,
4 holes. Perfect.
yeah, we can go mock it up and see how it's actually going to look.
Oh, that is nice. I can't wait to get it installed. Thanks again, Blake.
I got another one for you.
What, you got another one?
I got another present for you.
What you got?
Let me take it out of my pocket here. This one's got to be a little gentle. There we are.
Oh, look at that. That is beautiful.
My kids are super into arts and crafts right now, so we stocked up on these beads.
Oh, that is awesome. I used to make these with my daughters when they were younger.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool. That looks really good. You even got the air cans, the chrome straps.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Right on, man.
That's awesome. I can't wait to get that in Snowman.
Perfect. Well, have a good one there.
Thanks again.